You won't hear this on a cooking show, but some of your favorite kitchen spices might be following you around, and not in a good way. Now, don't get me wrong. I love a well-stocked spice rack. For years, I've prided myself on the fact that I could whip up a delicious curry, chili, or stew without ever stepping foot outside. Friends would come round, catch a whiff of the air, and go, "Oh, something smells amazing." And they weren't wrong at the time. But not long ago, I started to notice something strange. I'd be out and about, running errands, chatting, at the hair salon, just living my life. And someone would sniff the air and go, "Did someone just cook something?" Or worse, they'd lean in for a hug and say, "Ooh, spicy." At first, I brushed it off. But after the third or fourth time, I had to ask myself, was it me? It hit me hardest one afternoon while I was watching telly with my granddaughter. She wrinkled her nose a bit and said, "Granny, you smell like dinner." And I hadn't even cooked that day. That was my wake-up call. Now, before anyone jumps to conclusions, I shower daily. I wear deodorant. I wash my clothes. I'm not slacking. But what I didn't realize was that what you eat can make you smell, especially as you get older. Turns out your body's chemistry changes over time. Our skin gets drier, hormones shift, and we process certain foods differently. The things that used to breeze through our system quietly now tend to linger, literally. And the biggest surprise? Cumin. I've used cumin in everything. Homemade curries, lentil soups, even on roasted veg. It adds that rich, earthy warmth that makes a dish sing. But apparently, it can also make you sing. Through your pores. Cumin contains strong-smelling oils that don't just disappear once you've digested your meal. They get absorbed into the fat under your skin and make their way out through sweat. And if your metabolism has slowed down a bit, which happens to the best of us, those oils hang around even longer. Yeah, some people say the smell is earthy. Others say it's more like sweaty socks. Lovely, right? So what do? Ditch your favorite dishes? Not at all. I still cook with cumin, just more mindfully now. I've started cutting back the amount, especially when I know I'll be out and about the next day. I also add fresh herbs like parsley or mint to help balance the scent. And I drink more water to help flush things out faster. I never thought my spice rack could be causing me grief. But here we are. And cumin is just the beginning. Let's talk about garlic. I know. It's practically sacred in the kitchen. I mean, is it even cooking if there's no garlic involved? From pastas to stir-fries, roasted veg to homemade vinaigrettes. Garlic is that one little clove that makes everything taste better. And for years I thought of it as my secret weapon. But here's the thing no one tells you. Garlic might just be your strongest scent, and not in a good way. I found this out the hard way. A few months ago, I was heading out for a garden club meeting. I'd made a lovely pasta the night before. Lots of fresh basil, a generous glug of olive oil, and yes, 3 cloves of garlic. It was delicious. I had leftovers for lunch, then freshened up and got dressed. At the meeting, I sat down next to Mavis. She's the sort who always smells like roses and baby powder. She turned to me with a polite smile, but something in her expression changed. Not judgmental, just concerned. Later, another friend whispered, "You all right, love? You've got a bit of a tang about you today." A tang? I nearly melted into the carpet. That evening, I started Googling. Turns out garlic contains sulfur compounds, the same ones that make it so tasty. But once you digest them, those compounds enter your bloodstream. From there, they can exit your body through your breath, your skin, and yes, your sweat, and the effect can last for up to 2 days. 2 days. That means your romantic risotto on Friday night might still be hanging around on Sunday afternoon. And the older we get, the longer these smells seem to stick. Our metabolism slows down, our skin texture changes, and our sweat composition shifts. Combine that with a good dose of garlic, and suddenly, your eau de parfum becomes eau de pasta night. Now, I'm not saying you have to give it up completely. I haven't, but I have made some adjustments. For starters, I've started roasting my garlic instead of eating it raw or heavily sautéed. Roasting mellows the flavor and softens the smell. I also try to eat garlic-heavy meals earlier in the day instead of right before bed. And if I know I'm going out the next morning, I skip it altogether. Simple. Oh, and parsley. I eat more fresh parsley now. Not just as garnish, but as a natural deodorizer. It helps neutralize garlic's after effects from the inside out. I even keep a little pot growing on my kitchen windowsill now. The bottom line is this. Garlic is lovely, but it's a bit clingy. Like a perfume you didn't realize you over-applied until someone leans in and winces. And when you realize the smell might be coming from you, not the kitchen. Well, it changes how you use it. But garlic's not the only sneaky culprit. Up next is one I never expected. It's in almost every cupboard, and it's causing more stink than you think. Now, I've got a confession to make. Until a couple of years ago, I had no idea what fenugreek even was. I thought it was one of those fancy spices that only showed up in recipe books I never used. You know the type. Ingredients you skip and hope for the best. But then I started trying new dishes. My neighbor Priya invited me over for dinner one evening, and she made this beautiful lentil curry. Fragrant, warm, just a bit sweet. Absolutely heavenly. I asked her what the secret was, and she smiled and said, "Just a little fenugreek." So, I got some. Bought a small jar from the spice aisle, gave it a sniff, and thought, that's quite nice. Kinda mapley. I sprinkled it into soups, curries, even my morning oatmeal a couple of times when I was feeling experimental. But not long after, something strange started happening. I was noticing a faint smell. Not bad exactly, but oddly sweet and a bit musky. Almost like burnt sugar or artificial syrup. It was subtle but persistent. It clung to my shirts, my bed sheets, even the collar of my coat. And get this. I even thought my bathroom had a strange new scent. I went sniffing around for mildew before realizing it was me. My own skin, my sweat, my body. Guess what? It was the fenugreek. Apparently, fenugreek contains a compound called sauterlon. It's what gives maple syrup that strong, sugary smell. When you eat fenugreek, even in small amounts, your body doesn't fully break it down. Instead, it gets absorbed into your system and released through your pores, just like garlic. But instead of sharp and spicy, it gives off this lingering, sweet smell. And once you notice it, you can't unnotice it. Now, some folks might find it pleasant. In fact, I read that some cultures use fenugreek intentionally to scent the body. But for me, it was too much. Especially when I started wondering if people thought I was spilling syrup on myself daily. So now, I use fenugreek sparingly, and only when I know I'll be home for a day or two. I also make sure to shower with a gentle exfoliating mitt and use a fresh towel, especially after any particularly spice-heavy meals. The big lesson here? Even the gentlest, sweetest-smelling things can turn sour, or at least sticky, when they come out through your skin. It's not about fear, it's about awareness. Once you know better, you can still enjoy your favorite foods without unintentionally walking around smelling like a pancake breakfast. Now, the next spice. Oh, this one shocked me. I use it all the time. And I bet you do too. And the way it lingers. Well, let's just say I had to rethink my entire Sunday roast. Now, let's talk about cumin. Yes, cumin. That little brown spice you probably have in your cupboard right now. And if you're anything like me, you've been using it for years without giving it much thought. It's in everything from chili to taco seasoning to my husband's favorite shepherd's pie twist. But here's something I never expected to learn. Cumin can make you smell. And I don't mean while you're cooking. I mean hours later, when you're walking around, minding your business, and suddenly wondering why your blouse smells like last night's dinner. Let me back up a bit. I'd made a big batch of lentil stew one weekend. Hearty, full of cumin, turmeric, garlic, the works. Delicious. I had it for dinner Saturday night, then again for lunch on Sunday. Monday morning I woke up, took a shower, got dressed, and went out for a walk. It wasn't until I reached the post office that I caught a whiff of something earthy, almost smoky. I checked my jacket. Clean. I checked my bag. Fine. Then it hit me. It was me. Turns out cumin contains volatile compounds like cuminaldehyde that linger in the body and can come out through the skin and even your breath. And when combined with other strong spices like turmeric, which is anti-inflammatory but also slightly pungent, it creates this sort of spice trail that follows you long after the meal is over. I'm not saying you need to throw out your spice rack, far from it. But if you're starting to notice a stronger body odor, and you've ruled out hygiene, hormones, and your clothes, it might be worth looking at what you're putting on your plate. And here's a quick list of other spice culprits that might surprise you. Curry powder. It's a mix of multiple spices, including cumin and fenugreek, which means double the potential for lingering scents. Coriander. Mild in flavor, but some people's bodies metabolize it in a way that produces a grassy, sour smell. Paprika and chili powder can cause sweating, especially in hot climates, and make odors more noticeable. Cloves. Beautiful in baking, but highly potent. Too much, and it's all you and others can smell. So what can we do about it? First, balance is key. If I'm having a spicy meal, I follow it with lots of water, fresh herbs like parsley, and lighter foods the next day. I also exfoliate gently in the shower, wear breathable fabrics, and keep a spritz of natural deodorizing mist in my bag. Nothing fancy, just witch hazel, a drop of lemon, and a cotton pad. Second, know your body. We're all different. What makes one woman smell like a garden might make another smell like a stir-fry. The trick is paying attention without judgment. And finally, don't let food shame you. Being informed doesn't mean being afraid to enjoy life. If I want a plate of curry, I'm going to have it. But maybe I'll save it for a night in, because here's the thing, darling. We're not giving up flavor. We're gaining wisdom. And smelling fresh isn't about being perfect. It's about being aware, adaptable, and fabulous, all at the same time. So next time you open your spice drawer, just pause and think, how do I want to smell tomorrow? And if you've made it to the end of this series, you're my kind of woman. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Spiced, not sour, and always empower. Until next time, stay radiant and keep aging like the absolute goddess you are.